Ready for some messages from your higher self? I know that I am. Take a deep breath, connect to your heart. This reading is for everyone and it's timeless. So from my heart and my higher self to yours, let's get some messages. Beauty and death. Great transformation. There's a beauty in total surrender and release to something that's happening in your life. There's a beauty in the challenge, in what may be perceived as suffering or just feeling unstable. It's like the wobble. It's like you're wobbling. There's something called a wobble board in the Alexander technique, and that's a technique that they study a lot in British acting schools, and you'll see it here as well, but it helps you. Ultimately, it was designed to help people find their voice and to be in touch and in alignment with the head, neck, spine. And one of the things that they do to help you achieve this in that modality is put you on this wobbly board. So it's like you're going off center and it feels, you don't know where you're going, if you're gonna fall. And then you begin to find center. And perhaps you're feeling a bit like you want to watch your back. I'm just thinking of the head, neck, spine and feeling a little bit fragile there. And to me, in the feeling of that fragileness in this back is this, I need to watch my back. Like, who's there? What's there? And in this death process, perhaps part of what you're letting go of is constantly having to watch your back. I think your higher self wants you to know that you have resources, you have pets, you have people in your life that you have gathered that love you and accept you for who you are now, but you love and accept yourself for who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as you release and in this death process, what eventually happens is the different parts of yourself that perhaps had to be hidden or were fragmented from you can begin to come back in the space that you've cleared when you let things go. Your higher self wants you to know you're going to be stable, that you have built a foundation around you that can hold you through this experience that feels wobbly, that feels chaotic, like being in the eye of the tornado. You know, where you can look up and you can see the infinite universe, tap into all the infinite possibilities now that you are finally available enough for yourself. You've become available to yourself. Perhaps you haven't been as available to you, and therefore haven't been as available to where you want to go next, your dreams, your goals, like what you want, relationships in your life, especially romantic. It's like you have to become available to you. And you are becoming available to yourself. So appreciate the beautiful process that you're in. All things have a cycle. All things come to an end. Think of the seasons. Think of nature. We don't get the bloom of spring without having the fall, where everything dies, where everything goes into peaceful rest for a while. You've been in peaceful rest to some degree. or you need to be in peaceful rest. Perhaps you've been isolating too much. Your higher self wants you to know it's safe and good to come out of isolation. But again, coming out of isolation to yourself first, feeling the safety of who you are, the safety of who you are for yourself. And then beginning to slowly share that with other people and the world as you step out like a chick coming out of the egg. It's wet and it's wobbly and it feels like it can't walk. There's that moment of fuzziness of the unknown. It's okay to go slow. Your higher self wants you to take a deep breath and go slow. Unprocessed, because you're still in process. Perhaps there are things that you haven't been able to process until right now. There wasn't quite the self-awareness, the wholeness. There were other things you had to do first. Or we process things in layers as we can accept them for the processing. And your higher self wants you to know that it's okay now to go down into the depths, down into the deepest place, down into the place maybe that you've been putting off for a while, or you simply haven't seen it. It's okay to go in there and process that. There is safety in that. And you have the energy. You have the energy to do more than you think as far as emotional processing and the physical toll that it can take on you to process this kind of stuff, these traumatic events, relationships, it feels like over time as well, you may be in consideration of something very specific right now, and there is a specific thing, but your higher self is reminding you that there have been years and years of stuff. And so it's not going to take just a few minutes in one session to sit down and do it all. Access the dark. Not to be afraid or have fears of going into the dark, into the shadow work, into the unprocessed stuff. Sink into your heart. The green here for me is the heart chakra. So don't try to process this all with your brain and be analytical about it. Feel into it. Feel into the body. Feel your way through it. That's part of the processing, is allowing yourself to finally really feel. And to feel something that is around grief, emotional pain, turmoil. Because there's a deep healing of the heart in this. That's going to be a heart expansion. That's going to rise you to that next level of physical and mental energy in the heart that fuels your daily life, to be connected to everything that you do in your life, even your plans that you create in your mind, to have that to be connected to the heart when you process through some of this very deep stuff. So have no fears. Don't be afraid to get wobbly. You'll rebalance. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It helps the channel out. And if you want to hang out with me more and you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I would love to connect with you more. Become part of the fam. Be well.